Okay. Hi. I just got out of the shower and I really like doing that video where I just hold up fashion items and not talk about fashion, so we're gonna do that again. But where's my glasses? But yeah, my hair's a bit of a mess. I just got out of the shower. But we have a package today and it's right here. I'm just reusing the box. Well, was this the box that it came in? I don't know. Who cares? Who cares? It's what's inside the box that matters. But today I would like to talk about long distance relationship, which is something that I am currently in. And I don't know. I think it should be fun to talk about that. So this is my partner and this is me. Obviously, I'm the better looking one in the relationship, and she enjoys whenever I talk about her in my video. She enjoys that a lot, so I always try to bring it up as much as I could because I like making her happy. And I also drop like hints and like clues, like for example, I don't know if you caught them, but I always bring up Munich when I think about a city. So that's like a little hint towards her. It could be a date, excuse me, it could be a date that's important to the both of us, stuff like that. So I want to talk about the topic of long distance relationship because I feel like it's a bit misunderstood, and it brings some comfort for people who are in love with someone that are far away from them. And the consensus, the general consensus is that long distance relationship never work out. But I would like to bring you a perspective that is a bit different. I would just like to share my experience with it, and you can take the lessons that you want to take from this story. It's going to be a long one, so get ready. Before we do that, let's just unbox this real quick. So I already pre-opened it because I hate the noise it makes. So I gotta make sure this camera can see it too. So let me back up real quick right here. We don't need this, so let's throw that away. But yeah, this is the Bodhi jacket. So let me just put all of this away first. I have my script on my phone now, so I don't have to move a lot. Oh, it fell out the paper, plastic. The packaging is pretty good. Let's see, what else do I got? What are some of my talking points? It's still gonna be crazy messy, but I have some talking points. So let's talk about it. So I have been in this long distance relationship for a year now, or close to a year, whatever it is. And it's been great. She lived in Germany, I live in Boston. And let's get through it one by one. I don't want to jump around. So let's talk about how I am feeling with regards to being in a long distance relationship. So do you guys know about those, those love languages? Like, I'll put it up on the screen right now. And with me, physical touch is not one of those. Like, I don't crave it as much as other people, but my partner, on the other hand, she's a bit more needy with regard to physical touches, so it is a bit harder for her. But for me, I value the emotional aspect over the physical aspect. So just being able to see her face, making her laugh, get her through her tough time, whether it's from work, from school, whatever it may be, that's something that I enjoy doing. And this may sound weird, but her and I, we talk every day, and I know most couples are not like that, but she's my best friend, so I want to spend as much time as I can with her. Obviously, there are times, her and I have established this where we just say, I need some alone time, and then no questions asked, because spending too much time together is not the greatest, so you need some alone time to realize and to know what you're missing out on. Because if you just spend too much time with one another, you're gonna get sick of it. And what else? How else am I doing? So I don't crave physical touches that much, so I do okay. But my partner, she's a bit different. And this is the Bodhi jacket. This is the mini patchwork workwear jacket. Very cool. I don't know if it's gonna fit me because I got these in a size medium/large. What else? So how is my partner doing with the relationship? Again, she's having a bit of a harder time with regard to the distance, and so I won't speak too much on this because her and I have been planning on talking about this topic together, but whenever we're together, we just don't never have time for it. So I will talk for a bit, but I will let her tell that story when she's ready. Yeah, so her and I are doing okay. We're both very needy with regards to words of affirmations, and I do a pretty good job with that. She does a pretty good job with that. So let's give you an example. So last week or 2 weeks ago, she's been stressed out because she's been having exams at her work. Not exam, like yeah. So she's been having a tougher time at work because of a new schedule, and I do a pretty good job at listening. I believe myself to be a pretty good listener, so I just listen to her problems and just make sure that she's feel heard and she feel understood. And I don't do the greatest of job with that all the time. If you remember from my last video, I say I try to steer away from saying your problem is not a big deal, but sometimes I get into that because I'm not always in the greatest or the most optimistic mindset. So sometimes I go towards that direction. I try not to, and I don't most of the time. So most of the time I just listen to her, make sure she feel heard, make sure she feel understood, and I try my best to just let her know that everything's gonna be okay. And I don't do a good job for about 10-20%, but the 80-90% I do a really good job at calming her down, talking to her, making sure that she feels good. What else do I got? Yes, okay, so with regard to long distance relationship, one of the most talked about aspect is trust. Like, how do you trust your partner to be faithful? How do you trust your partner to mean what they mean when they say they're at this spot or that spot? And to that argument, I would say trust is the foundation of all foundation with every relationship, whether it's long distance or nearby, whatever the opposite of long distance is. So even if the relationship is you are with you are in the same town with that person, trust is still the main foundation. And I do a really good job at providing her as much confidence as possible with regards to how I am, because I don't believe in majorly lying to your partners. I believe in white lies where you don't tell them the particular truth. There's a great scene in Interstellar. I'll put it up right now.
Hey, Tars, what's your honesty parameter?
90%.
90%.
Absolute honesty isn't always the most diplomatic, nor the safest form of communication with emotional beings.
So I kind of prescribe to that methodology, because it's true, white lies are okay. I believe that. I don't believe that being fully 100% honest is great all the time. So 90% is good. And so with trust, you just have to build trust with your partner, because everybody's different. Like, I don't want to talk about my previous partners too much, so let's not do that. With my current partner, how I reassure her with trust is that, like constantly checking in with her without checking in with her. It's like this. It's like, how women want you to buy them flour without them asking you to buy them flour? It's the same concept. Just provide them with comfort and reassurances without being asked. So then they would feel better knowing that you're just doing it because you want to make sure that they feel understood, that they feel like they are important, because they're far away from you, so they don't control a lot of aspects and they can't control a lot of aspects. So extra reassurances, and you just have to make sure that the foundation of your relationship, or foundations of your relationship, you got to make sure that they're strong. And the first building block of a great relationship is trust. You can be the best at everything else, but if you're bad at trusting your partner and letting them know that they can trust you, your relationship's not going to go anywhere. That's just my personal opinion, but I think it's fairly important. I think most of you would agree with me. If you don't, your relationship probably don't last that long, because you're constantly doubting your partner. You're constantly doubting yourself because you don't have that trust built in. So it was very important for her and I to build the trust in the beginning. Oh, it fits. Oh, it fits. Man, I gotta stop sounding so girly. Let's stand up a bit. Yeah, it fits pretty well. Bodie jacket. What do you guys think? How's the color? How are we doing? Yeah, okay. What else? What are some of my other talking points? So trust and then reassurances. I talked about that. How we deal with the physical aspect. So I'm pretty. I wouldn't say. I'm well off enough where I can travel to Germany when I want to if I have time off from work, which I don't have a lot of. But anyway, my point is I can fly to her when I have a week off or 2 weeks off. So we try to space out our visits so like each visit doesn't stray too far from one another, because I'll talk about the end goal later, but that's one of the way to cope with the distance. It's like you know how I don't know how many of you work 7 days a week like me, but hang on. I'm hoping to not do any cuts with this video. This jacket feels a bit snug right here, but it is a medium to large. Like, it fits me great, but when I move my arm, there's some restriction here. But hang on, let me just drink. Okay, where are we? Yeah, so you space out your visits. Oh, okay, 7 days a week. When you work 7 days a week, you have nothing to look for. Okay, that's a bad example. Let's do this. School, when you guys were in school, high school, college, middle school, whatever. Friday is the best day because you look forward to Saturday, and then Monday is more copable because you realize that when Friday comes, or when Saturday comes, that's gonna be your day off. So you look forward to that. So we try to space out our visit, and then we book tickets ahead if we know that we have free time. So I visited her in July, and then we booked her ticket to visit me in November. So we know that we don't have to go all cry out at the airport, because we know that in a month or two, she's gonna come to see me. So that's one of the way we cope with the distance. Another thing is, I talked about already, words of affirmation. And then the third thing is, I'm really, really good at gift giving. I love giving gifts. And at this stage in my life, I don't really need anything anymore with regards to materialistic items. I have everything. This is just the topping on the cake. The cake is this. I have the cake ready. It's solid. My closet is set. I have what I want. I have a great computer. I have 2 cameras, solid cameras. I have, what else? Like, I have everything that I need to survive. Everything else that I want is a want. So I love giving gifts. I love buying gifts for my family, for my partner, for my friends. But my friends and I, we don't do gift giving a lot. We're not that type of friends. But with my partner, I buy her a lot of gifts. Hang on. These sneakers, I'm gonna send them out to her in a couple weeks, or a week or 2. And I'm gonna send her these trousers as well because she really liked these. And I'm thinking about sending her my Prada cardigan, which is up there, the one I wore in the last video, or whatever, the video where I talked about, what was I talking about in that video? My kids, Leah and Carla. So gift giving is a good way to let your partner know that you're thinking of them and they're important to you. It doesn't have to be as expensive as the gifts I give my partner. It can be anything. It can be something small. And what I've been meaning to do is that to write her letters, because I enjoy the physical aspect. I think everybody enjoys when they receive actual mails instead of email or text. That could work too. We'll talk about that later. But I'm fairly busy, and her and I talk every day, so it's hard to what am I supposed to write in this letter? We talk every day. I tell her everything that's in my head. But I am gonna write a letter, a physical letter, and just send it off to Germany because it costs like $2-3, which is not that expensive. And so yeah, so it doesn't have to be expensive. It's the idea that you put into your partner's head that you're thinking about them and you value them. And then text message too. I send her a long text message all the time, or when I hear songs that makes me think of her. For example, this song. or this song, or this song. So whenever I think of something like that, I just let her know that like, hey, I'm thinking about you. What else? But yeah, Bodhi jacket. The reason I got this jacket is the beautiful colors. I'm not too big a fan of these royal blue and red and orange-ish thing, but it's fine. It's still a good jacket. Anyway, what else? And another thing is, I guess this is more like a warning, but you know how with regard to a long distance relationship, when you do meet up, it feels like a vacation. So that can be great. The great thing about that is like, you know that popular saying that I believe is true, that popular saying of you truly know if you are compatible when you go on vacations together, because when you're spending a lot of time 24/7 together, that's when it's tough. And for people like me and my age, we're still, especially Asian people, we're still living with our parents because that's just the norm in our culture, and we're progressing towards the phase where we have our own apartments and stuff like that. But for now, when you spend time together 24/7 for 7 days, that's when you truly know if you are compatible, because you're gonna see all the little ticks that they do that you don't normally see. As much as we try to be honest with our partners, we hide certain things. Like my partner, she doesn't fart in front of me. I fart everywhere. I don't mind that. But you hide certain things from your partner. I enjoy picking my nose in the morning, but I don't do that when I'm with her. I do that in the bathroom, just to give her a false sense of impression of me. But I hope you know what I mean. We hide things, but when you're on vacation, you can't do that. You're gonna be, and then when you spend too much time together, you're gonna get a little annoyed. Something's gonna go wrong on the vacation, whether the hotel is messed up, your day is ruined by rain, the train being canceled, whatever it may be. So that's a great test for a relationship. So the beauty of long distance relationship is it's always gonna work. But the problem with that is if you just constantly in vacation mode with your partner, you don't really know if it's gonna work out. So her and I, we tried to implement, like, what would it feel like if we were to live together, like for 2-3 days while we're together? Like, let's just not do anything special. Let's not go out for the most expensive food. Let's not travel far away to Paris, to Vienna, to whatever. She lives in Munich. Or when she's here, let's not go to Canada or New York every day. That's not real. Because when you live together every day, you're not going to go on vacation every weekend, except for Cambodian. I hate the Cambodian culture. Everybody's like celebrate every weekend. So whatever money you make that week, you just spend it on the weekend. I don't like that. So anyway, we're off topic. So that's one of the things that, where was I? Yeah, that's a beautiful thing about long distance relationship. Yeah, so try to live as if you're living together, because it's good practice. Just like how you have to study for exams, the more you practice, the better you will be. And that's really how I view that. I don't know if that's original. I don't know if that's like out there. I'm sure there are people like me, which is why the video I made last week was doing fairly good, because I feel like people can relate to it. People can relate to my wants and needs to want and need to help my little sisters, just like how most of you, because in today's age, we are more connected than ever. We don't have to just go out and marry people in our town. Where the beautiful thing about the internet is you can meet people across the world and you can talk to them. And the more you talk to someone, the higher the chance of you falling in love with that person. And that's what happened to me. I fell in love with my partner. Obviously, if I had it my way, I would prefer her to live in Boston, but you just have to roll with the punches. You can't wish big problem away. You just have to deal with what you're given. Like in the poker example, is that the card that you've been dealt with, you just have to do the best that you can with the cards that you've been dealt with. So long distance relationship, for the longest time I thought it wouldn't work, and then I talked to my friend, so I don't know if he wants me to reveal his identity, so let's give him a fake name. His name is Jedediah. His name is Jedediah. So he's currently in a long distance relationship. His girl lives in Asia, he lives in North America. And when I talked to him, it gave me extra reassurances that long distance relationship could work if you put the effort, if you put in the hours. This was before my partner and I got together. I thought it wouldn't work out, so I kind of like was never fully invested. But then after talking to my friends, Jedediah, it gave me more confidence, more reassurances that it could work, it will work if you put in the effort. So I think what I'm doing with this video is that most of you are probably talking to people far, far away, and you may be developing feeling for that person, and you might see all of these comments and statement, whether it's from your friends, from people online saying, don't go into long distance, it sucks, it's never gonna work out, blah, 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 blah. But I'm hope, just like how my friend Jedediah's story helped reassure me, I hope this video does the same for you. It's not gonna be the same for everyone, but if you're willing to put the time and effort into it, it's gonna work out. Look at it this way. People say that the popular saying is long distance relationship don't work. Well, regular relationship don't work either. Most of them don't work. Most people break up and go out with another person. So what's the issue? It really depends on how much effort and how much trust you put into the relationship. I think those are two very important foundations. Effort is definitely the next best thing after trust. What else? But yeah, the end goal, and you know, obviously nobody wants to be in a long distance relationship forever. I don't plan to do that with my partner. I feel like that's not me putting my all of effort. And the plan is for me to move to Germany because, excuse me, because I like Germany. I like healthcare. I would love to be able to go to the doctor. Like, okay, the craziest thing happened to me in Germany. My partner got sick. We called the doctor. We went into the office like 2 hours later. And guess how far we have to walk? 5 minutes. From her apartment to the doctor was 5 minutes. Try doing that in America. You would have to go to the emergency room because you can't go in that fast. But anyway, yeah, you know, healthcare. So I'm in this relationship for the free healthcare. No, on a more serious note, I like Germany. I like how efficient it is. I like how it's close to everywhere I want to visit for vacation spots, you know, like France, like Italy, Sweden, Poland, Ukraine, Budapest, you know, a lot of cities nearby. Whereas in the United States, when you go to New York, you know exactly what New York's gonna provide. The United States is not as diverse as Europe, and visiting Europe cities excite me more than visiting fucking Alabama. Like, that's just me. Some people like always talk about, oh, I want to visit all 50 states. That's a terrible dream to have. Try to visit all of the countries. That's a better way to spend your money. But yeah, so the end goal is that I would move there. And before we continue, let's talk about the jacket again. Blue interior lining, 3 pockets. I love the pockets. Feels nice. This feels good. This is not the regular Bodhi jacket because this is 70% cotton and 30% linen. Let me get you my other Bodhi jacket and then I can compare. Everything's falling. Okay, so this Bodhi jacket right here, this is 100% cotton, and I don't know if you can tell the difference or not, but hopefully you can see the differences in material. I don't know, it's hard, but this is a blend and feels good. All right, what else? Back to long distance relationship, the end goal. And okay, I'm not embarrassed to talk about this, but it is a bit, I feel it's a bit weird coming from my mouth because I'm fairly progressive, you know. I'm okay with gay people. I'm okay with however the gender thing. Like, just tell me what you want me to call you. Let's get it over with. Like, let's not fuss about it. I don't give a shit who uses the toilet, okay? Everybody deserves to marry whoever they want to marry. I don't give a shit. That's their business. That's not my problem. It doesn't affect me. So I don't care what other people do in their bedrooms. And, you know, birth certificate, marriage license, whatever. Just just let people live. That's my point. I think people care too much about what other people's doing, the Republicans. But the conservative thing about me is that I'm not embarrassed, but I don't think it's bad either. I think it's very polite. I believe myself to be a very polite person. And one of the things that Cambodian conservatism has stuck onto me or latched onto me is that I believe in gaining blessings from my partner's parents, friends, sisters, everything. And she has told me like they're not gonna be mad if you don't ask them for permission. They would like it, but you don't have to. Like she's a bit eager to get engaged, but I would like to do it right. I would like to do it correct. Ever since I was young, I have always been very, very excited for the days where I ask parents, where I ask parents for the permission to marry their daughter, for their blessing, for their daughter's hands. And then, I've had to imagine this for so long. So here's how I imagine it to go. There are two scenarios. You do it in front of the girl, the partner as well, or you set up a date with the parents and then you sit down at a dinner table, have dinner, lovely dinner, and then at the end you say, hey, I really love your daughter, and here are my plans for her and I. Here's how I'm going to take care of her. Here's how I'm going to give you reassurances that if your daughter that you've raised your whole life, if your daughter were to be with me, she would be okay. She's not going to starve. She's going to feel loved. She's going to feel supported. I lay out all that plans, and then at the end of my speech, I would ask them, I would really love it if you were to give me your blessing and that you would welcome me into your family. And I think that's very important. I know most people, especially most people my age, in my generation, they don't really care about that anymore, but I do. I really think that's important because I think family is important. Like, obviously, the concepts of family is important. The family members, that's optional. I don't get along with a lot of family members. I'm sure you don't either. I'm sure there's a dickhead uncle or dickhead aunt, that you hate, that I hate. But the concept of family to me is important because when you're marrying someone, you're marrying into the family. You're gonna be meeting up with them a lot. So why not try your best to get along with them, So that's always been my thing. And I also believe that it's important to gain her friend's blessing. And her friends has been with her longer than you have, and they are talking probably more than you have with her. And I think it's important to get their blessing, to get their okay. So I look forward to that day. And the other plan is to ask them with the partner sitting right next to you. But I think I'm leaning towards the dinner with just the parents and I, and then the friends and I. Like, she's not gonna be there. I think, to be honest, I'm more excited about that than the proposal, because I don't know. It's when you're in a relationship and you're in a sure relationship, meaning like when you ask her to marry you, when you ask him to, only when you ask her to marry you, you know she's gonna say yes, but the parents you don't know. I mean, you might know, but it's a bigger deal to me for their blessing, because I know she's gonna say yes when I propose to her. That's something that we've talked about. But with the parents, you don't know. But her parents and I, we get along. I think they like me. I hope they do. And I do a good job at showing them, it's rather than talk. Like, I show them that when their daughter is with me, she's safe. She feels safe. She is safe. She's supported. She's loved. So it's important for me to let the parents know, and her sisters and her friends, to let them know that when this girl is with me, you have nothing to worry about. If anything, you feel more secure when she tells you that she's with me rather than when she's alone. I think that's my end goal. But yeah, I look forward to getting their blessings. I don't know when I'm gonna do it yet, but I would like to do it soon. I don't know. I am nervous. I'm good with parents. I'm good with adults, but I'm not so good with kids. But her sister liked me, so I don't know. But Nada, I have to get Nada's blessing. Her dad, her mom, her stepdad, Kala, Nazanin, everybody, Mandana, all that. What else? I think I made that a bigger deal than it is. But yeah, I just like the idea of gaining blessings from their parents and friends and family. What else? Yeah, so I think the reason I'm telling you all this is because I know I'm repeating myself, but it's not a script. I don't have a script. It's just talking points. I went all over the place, but I want to give some single people who are falling in love or talking to someone that are far, far away from them, whether it's an hour, whether it's an hour from them, whether it's 2 hours, whether it's an ocean and a couple countries, is that it can work if you put in the effort. And I want, like, with how Jedediah's story gave me reassurances, I hope this story gave you some reassurance as well, and that if you believe it, if you believe it to be, if you believe the person to be the one, put in effort, build that trust, build that foundations, and it will work. It's more work. Of course, it's more work than a relationship where the girl lives 10 minutes from you. But if she's the one, she's the one. You have more obstacles, but if you overcome those obstacles together with her, the relationship will be stronger. And I'm also not a big fan of like argument will grow the couples together. I believe in that, but I don't believe in that wholeheartedly. Like, yes, it could work, but try not to argue all the time. That's not healthy. Some people really fetishize like arguments in the relationship. I don't do that. I enjoy laughing and smiling with my partner. I don't enjoy fighting. My partner can attest to that. But yeah, I just want to give you guys, I want to give those people, you who are liking somebody far away from you, I want to give you a good story to just consider. I know that because before my partner and I made it official, I was hesitant. I was like, it's long distance thing. It's gonna be rough in the relationship. I don't think it's gonna work. But then I realized that she is the one, and she's the one that I want, and she's the one that I need, and I'll ever need. So put in the effort. You have extra obstacles, yes, but she's worth it. If you believe the person you're talking to be worth it as well, put in that effort. Give it your best shot. The worst thing that could happen is you try it out and it doesn't work. But it's the same as a regular relationship. You try it out and it doesn't work, you move on. But one of the things I think I can say what I just said, because with this current relationship that I'm in, I put in all of the effort. I've said this to her and she doesn't like it, but I've said this to her. If this relationship were to end, I would have no regrets because I put in all of my effort. I laid it all out there. I don't have any more. So like, I have everything to lose while at the same time I have nothing to lose because I put in all my effort. So there's no regrets. I didn't take any shortcuts. I didn't do anything to jeopardize the relationship. I put my all into this relationship. So if it fails, I will have no regrets. It's like trying. You try your hardest at anything. If you just try your hardest, you don't have to feel sorry for yourself because you gave it your all. So there's no point to feel bad about it. And she doesn't really like that, but it's true. I do mean that. I mean that wholeheartedly. With this relationship, I've given it my all. So if it doesn't work out, it's fine. I gave it my all. It's just sometimes it doesn't work out in your favor. And that's okay. You just take the punches that life has been dealing out to you, and then you just go with it. You roll with the punches. What else? Let's see what else I got in my talking points. But yeah, again, to reiterate, which is essentially what this is, I don't have any solid advice for you. I just want to tell you my story, and I hope my story either give you more reassurances that long distance relationship could work, or it's like, I don't think I can do that. Then you'll know faster. Like, okay, let's not pursue this with that person I'm talking to who's 5,000 miles away from me. So I hope this helps. And we got a beautiful Bodhi jacket that we just talked about. Okay, let's talk a little bit about this jacket. This is called the mini patchwork workwear jacket, season pre-fall 2022. The season title is EABA, that stands for her initial. It's Emily Adam Bodie Orla. Sorry Emily for mispronouncing your last name, and to her husband. But yeah, I'll put it on the screen. But yeah, this is made in India. Beautiful jacket, but I'm not in love with it. I will talk about it soon because you know the armpit fit thing wasn't that good. But yeah, it's a nice jacket. Maybe I'll pivot my YouTube channel to this type of video. It is more fun to do this type of video. I'm just rambling on. I don't have to write my script fully out word by word. I don't have to worry about the flow because it's just a conversation between two people. And again, I always say this, you know, my content is more like just put me in the background while you scroll and do other things. But I think, yeah, I mean, let me check. What else do I got in my book, in my note? Yeah, that's about it. Yeah. But yeah, long distance relationship, it could work if you put in the effort to it. It is harder, yes, but it could work if you want it to work. If you're willing to put in the hours. I'm not saying it's easier, but no relationship is easy. You have to put in your effort into every single relationship. Relationship is work. Taking care of another person is a lot of work, but if it's the right person, if she's the one for you, if he's the one for you, I promise you, you won't regret putting all those efforts in there because the relationship will become fruitful. And in return for all the hard work you put in, you gain joy, you gain happiness, you gain pleasures, not sexually, emotionally, you know, long distance relationship. Emotional orgasm when you talk to your partner. I think at this point I'm just repeating myself. I kind of don't want this video. I think some part of me wants this video to be an hour long just to see that 1 hour mark. But then that's gonna deter a lot of people from watching this video. Okay, let's do this. Let's do more shots of me with this jacket on. Alright, what do you guys think? Do you like the jacket? Let me know in the comment. Do you hate the colors? Do you hate the fit? Because I know Bodie is not for everyone, but Bodie is getting popular. And I'm glad. I'm very grateful to own so many Bodie's pieces. And this one, I'm not too sure yet, but I just unbox it. And give me a few days, I will, play with it inside my house. I haven't ripped the tag off because I don't know if we're gonna return it yet because it was a bit of an impulse purchase. It was on sale and the price was right. And I was like, you know what? Why not? If I don't like it, I can return it. And I can return it in store, which is exponentially easier than returning it by mail. So, yeah. Oh, I haven't even zipped it up. What if it doesn't fit me when I button these up? But that's gonna cover my mic, so I'm gonna talk for a second. And, I'm sure you guys are sick of me talking for 30, 40 minutes now. Here we go. Fits nicely. But yeah, long distance relationship. My partner, her and I. I'm sure I've been putting videos and photos of me and my partner doing things. So that's who I'm dating. Be jealous. She's beautiful. Yeah, it's about 12 p.m. right now. I just back from work. I just shower. Yeah, let me show you how crazy my hair can get. Do you see it? Do you see it? So that's how crazy my hair can get. But then, I don't ever use a comb or anything. It's just me and my hands. That's it. That's how I get ready. I think I'm wasting too much of you guys' time. Time to say goodbye. But yeah, let me know what you think. Obviously, it's a very packed topic. It's a lot. But I hope to, excuse me, I hope to one of you who are talking to someone that are far away from you, I hope this gives you some reassurances. My name is Makasi. I will see you in the next video.